What is up, my fellow creepers and things that go bump in the night? Welcome back to yet another episode of Creature of the Night. You should know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell to let you know every time I upload so you can keep up to date with me, guys. Let's get right into this. So this is pretty different. Again, I don't know how I'm going to do this, if I'm going to do it often, but this one was, good enough or caught my attention enough to get its own review. So the 2021 Netflix original, Midnight Mass.
I want you to run.
I am so glad that you will be with us for what comes next.
Again, I don't know if I'm going to be doing shows, maybe shows that are like limited series like this was. It was just one season. I forget, maybe 7 or 8 episodes, maybe even 10. And maybe I'll start doing reviews for those. And maybe completed shows, ones that probably have been on for a while or they're already done. Like, okay, this is it. We're not going to make any more like Supernatural or something like that. But then again, saying that, depending on how many fucking seasons each show is if it's going to get its own review or not. But I thought for sure I would do this one. Midnight Mass for sure. First off, I loved it. I'm getting my ratings pretty early. It was 2 thumbs up, 10 out of 10 for me, guys. It's a must watch. Again, it's on Netflix. But essentially we meet this, it's all kind of over the place. Somebody's getting out of jail for drunk driving, and he's going back to this hometown, literally like a little dirt island that he came from. And it's like it takes place after the great oil spill that we had a few years ago, and and just kind of dealing with the devastation that did on the ocean and on the fishermen, and like the income and stuff like that. But like this island is heavy on faith. Everybody goes to church, everybody's in everybody's business, all that shit. The typical, everybody knows everybody. And there's a new preacher in town, and he's preaching he's preaching a new line of, like, not gospel. How would I go about it? Like, you could tell he's been saved, and he's just trying to go about it, changing everything and how he preaches. Again, guys, it was a big kind of like, what the fuck? I really didn't see it coming. How this story was gonna go. It has a Karen, a Bible thumping Karen. Karen is already the worst person you gotta deal with. As a server, we deal with them on a constant basis. Worst fucking person. Like, again, there are people who are actually named Karens that I've met before, and they're actually the sweetest people in the fucking world, and they give you no issues. But then they have the Karen, the subject Karen, where you just wish they would just go die in a hole or something. Whatever. A Karen's probably watching this right now and is asking to speak to the manager. Ma'am, I am the manager, and I said no. As we're going on, we're seeing this young preacher come into this town preaching this new way, and he's filling in for another Monsignor. Turns out he is actually the Monsignor that everybody grew up listening to. He's the old guy, but somehow he has found youth. He has came back. He has been, pun intended if you've already seen it, he has been revamped, and he is now ready to show people, like, hey, I found an angel in Jerusalem. It turns out he actually had dementia. He actually got lost on his I forget what it is, when you go through Jerusalem. I forget the proper word for it. There's like, the journey through Jerusalem and seeing all the holy temples and stuff like that. He actually gets lost in the desert, winds up in a cave, and the cave is not empty. There is something in the cave, and we don't know what it is. It attacks him, and it brings him back to youth, and he believes he has found an angel. Big spoiler, guys, it's a fucking vampire. And this vampire looks like a typical vampire, not something we saw like in Lost Boys, Interview with the Vampire, Blade, or anything like that, or any vampire like Underworld. It's like the biblical way you would see an evil demon vampire. He has wings. He's like kind of tan skin, naked, and he looks like a demon. But because he's brought back to youth, he just sees it as an angel. Angels come in many forms, whatever. And again, guys, if you've actually read the Bible, and if you read the parts where they describe actual angels, angels are not these pretty blue-eyed, blonde-haired people with shining armor and wings. They're actually pretty fucking freaky, and they look scary enough. So I could kind of see why he got it twisted. Again, he was just probably happy that he got saved. But either way, he brings this creature back to town. He is slowly giving his communion, his people, like droplets of the vampire's blood. There's a girl in a wheelchair. She gets up and has the ability to walk again after being shot in the spine, and again being told she's never gonna walk again. People with back problems are healing. The youth, the older people are starting to feel back. They're actually starting to come and like they're being able to dance. They're being able to have the strength like they were when they were young. And like, so nobody's gonna question it. Nobody's gonna like question what the hell is going on. Even after finding out that some of them, after finding out that he is the original Monsignor, they still kind of accept it. It's like, oh my God, it's a miracle from God. Who am I to deny a miracle, especially the Karen shoving it got down your goddamn throats, and Harry manipulating the fact that a lot of y'all were saved. Like, how are you gonna pick and choose which miracle? You got to deal with what comes with the miracle afterwards. For example, they're ingesting vampire blood, so they're starting to get the thirst, and he feeds on one of his congregation, I believe it's called. I'm not really a big church going person. I'm just being real, guys. But he feeds on one of his congregation. She gets two members that are easy to manipulate from the congregation to hide the body, but one of them is having morale issues, like why we're hiding a body, and then she just threatens them like, hey, do you want your daughter to keep on walking? And it turns out he's the mayor, by the way, too. Like, you can't pick and choose your miracles or anything like that. You have to do it. And it fucking pisses me off, because it pisses me off, and it makes me happy too that they put it in a show, and especially a horror show of all things, because it shows those Bible thumpers. Now, it's not, if you have religion, you believe in God, cool. I don't care. That's your belief. Let me believe what I'm going to believe. I'm not going to say anything about what y'all believe, but it's just those people that they kind of force their way on you. Like, this is how it's supposed to be. What you're doing is wrong. You need to follow. No, you don't. As long as you believe in something, like, even if you're atheist, that is your choice. I believe there is something up above, and we both should love and fear him because he has the power to do everything. But again, that is my belief. Okay, and I know I've been called out on this channel because I've said that makeup or certain people playing the devil throughout certain movies were incredible. It was just the way of they were acting. I didn't say I was fucking infatuated with the devil or Lucifer, Satan, whatever you want to call him, the morning and the fallen star, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Like, it wasn't that. I do believe in a higher power, but I'm not. I don't go to church every Sunday. I don't read the Bible every day. I've read it. To my understanding is what I got. So I should be free to believe and think what I want. And it shows that these people, how hard, it shows how powerful religion is and can be used as a weapon. And if in the wrong hands, it could be, dangerous. And it could be, bad for not only the person preaching it, but the people who are following it as well. And the people who refuse to go against it. Because literally after being the big reveal that they are being changed by a angel or the vampire, that they go out, and the people who refuse to go to church, who are refusing to drink the blood, they start biting them and killing them so they could come back reborn in the image of the new God. And it's insane, because again, it's like what the Christians did with the Crusades and how they went on war paths and killed in the name of God just because they thought they were right, and they thought, again, not bashing, there's only one true God. Whatever you believe in is whatever you believe in. But because they believed in this, and he was all right, he was the all true mighty, and your way of believing is wrong, they go and kill you for it. Just just hardcore. Like Christians, let's be honest, it happened. All right, there's nothing you could do. Again, it's not your fault, but there are people who still have that mentality to where it needs to be enforced. It doesn't. All right, you are who you are as a person. Feel free and love yourself, guys. All right, and I'm gonna piss a few people off by saying this quote. If you don't love yourself, then how the hell are you gonna love anybody else? And RuPaul said that. I just want to point that out. All right, and I do believe that. If you don't love yourself, how are you gonna love anybody else? So just love yourself, guys. Like, whatever you believe, don't be ashamed of what you believe in. Stand up for your right. It's gonna suck. You're gonna get a lot of fucking ignorant fucking people coming after you, but it's worth it, guys, because you're free to be who you want to be. Apologize. Went down the road. It's just that's what this main thing is. Like, so I understand, because there's a few people in my family who get mad at it. Like, wow, you know, they're twisting religion, whatever. This show does that, but I'm glad they put it and they've made it. In my eyes, because I love horror, they made it fun. You know, they mix two of my like favorite things, like talking about, you know, the truth, and then putting horror and mixing it together. And that's what I loved about it. You know, it has you at the edge of your seat. It has you cussing out Karen and a certain few other people like, wow, like, what the fuck are you doing? But the thing is, it makes you think and it opens up your mind. Like, whoa, that makes sense. That makes sense why this person's acting the way they're acting. Or, wow, I've been told that before. I've been told to do this. I've been told to do that. Like, I've seen these kind of people in real life before, and I loved it. I fucking loved every minute of it, guys. I think each episode's like a damn hour long. I don't know, but it is worth the watch, guys. On Netflix, fucking Netflix, trying to do it big. I fucking love y'all, guys. Like, guys, go check it out. Again, it's just, I just love, again, the whole religious thing. I love horror movies that are around that. I love movies that are going to make you open your mind and expand and make you think. Maybe, you know, it's another way of thinking, whatever. Who knows? And maybe this, like, religiously will touch somebody, even though it is wrong and manipulated. But still, guys, go check it out. Again, Netflix, Midnight Mass, Vampires Are Angels. Who the fuck knew? I don't know. But I love the deep, dark secrets that are going throughout without it, too. Like, even the preacher, the Monsignor, the guy who was supposed to be pure in everybody's eyes, broke his vow of celibacy and ended up having a daughter with a married woman, and that daughter came out to be a lesbian. Like, it was like insane. Like, holy shit. Like, it does show nobody's perfect. So why are you, like, I was like Jesus said, I'm all over the place. Like Jesus said, you know, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. And I would love to scream it from the mountaintops to these people who try to shove shit, their way of thinking, down our throats. Like, I'm pretty sure if you dig down into anybody's past, there's going to be a few skeletons in the closet that nobody wants you to find out about. Guys, go check it out. I am fucking Toxin, your friendly neighborhood sinner. And always remember, if you're not sinning, you're not having fun, guys. Beware the moon.